G'day headbangers and welcome to Dozel's Metalworks. G'day headbangers, welcome back my fellow metalheads. And well, when you see this video clip, I will be another year older. I will be, wait for it, 50 years old. Yes, I'm a goddamn old man. God damn it. Seriously? And yes, my body is like a temple, ancient and crumbling and probably cursed. So, what can you do? Anyway. So, this is my birthday. Well, it's actually on the 22nd, so you might see this on the 23rd, but whatever. I knew I was going to get to this one day, but I was going to wait a bit longer, but I thought, no, what a better one to do than my birthday. Now, this will be part one. It'll be my favourite bands from 25 to number 1. I will be doing 26 to 50 at a later date. Now, the way I've done it here, with a little bit of advice from my good friend Mandy, cheers Mandy, I've done it where the top 3 are cemented. Now, number 4 to number maybe 11 or 12 are in the next lot, because I suggested how should I do this, and I said, well, all these bands, look at all the albums they've released. You know, it doesn't matter how old the band is, how many albums they've released, how many albums do I like from each of these artists? Do I have them on CD? If so, how many do I own? Etc, etc. So I was able to narrow it down to a whole bunch. And yeah, like the more the list of the band goes down, especially when I start going into 26 to onwards, is it might be only 2 or 3 albums from the band that I like, or you know, there might be some bands where I only like 1 album. What can you do, you know? And I still might like the band even though they only like the 1 album, but that's where it is. Anyway, so we'll make a start here today. These are not really in any super major order. I just wrote a whole list down and said, yeah, well, this band will probably go in this area, and so on and so forth. So we'll start off with number 25 with Van Halen. You know, everyone knows they started in the late 70s, and unfortunately they're not around anymore, but what can you do? Number 24, we have from England, Def Leppard. Everyone remembers the Hysteria album, especially if you're as old as ancient as I am. Next we have Metal Church, another band I got into years ago, kind of by accident. Absolutely, I still like them, but only a few albums from them that I really stand out to me. Vixen, yes, they've only had 4 albums, but 2 of them are 2 of the best albums I've ever heard. Great bunch of hair metal chicky babes from the 80s, and they're still going, I think. Number 21, we have from America, Five Finger Death Punch. So they were pretty good. Still listen to them now and then. Now this next one is an interesting one. They are The Dark Element. They've only ever had 2 albums. I'm hoping they'll bring out a 3rd. And it's basically ex-Nightwish singer Annette Olsen, and I think he is the ex-guitarist from Sonata Arctica. Can't remember his name. They made this project called The Dark Element, and as I said, only 2 albums, but they've both been absolutely amazing. Next one, we have Australia's own Airborne. Now, a lot of these guys reckon they're the next AC/DC. They do sound very similar, which is a good thing in my eyes. And I've actually seen them in concert, and absolutely great. Fantastic band. Number 18, guy I got into when I was in high school, thanks to my lads. Yngwie Malmsteen. Swedish guitarist, extraordinaire. You know, used to change freaking singers just about every album, and you're going, what the hell are you doing? But, you know, still would make great music. Number 17, we have from Sweden, we have Sabaton. Great bunch of guys. These guys, I'll class them as a theme band, because they always sing about battles and war and all that kind of stuff. That's why my fiance actually, the only metal band she really likes, because it's great historical stuff. Number 16, Arch Enemy. Now, I did like it when they had Angela Gossow as the lead vocalist, but I actually own all the CDs that have the newer one, Alyssa White-Gluz, as the vocalist. You know, her and her blue hair and everything. But definitely into them. Alright, number 15, another one that I've been into quite a few years. I do like a whole bunch of their albums, but probably a handful of songs really from each. And that's Disturbed. Now number 14, another legend. This was his solo project. Dio, featuring none other than Mr. Ronnie James Dio himself. May he rest in peace. His early albums are really fantastic. You know, Holy Diver, Last in Line and stuff like that. Okay, number 13, the best Aussie band ever. That's right, ever. The one and only AC/DC. As us Aussie like to refer to them as, Akadaka. You know, what a great band. Always arguments about who's the better vocalist though, Bon Scott or Brian Johnson. I always believe, hey, whatever era you got into the band at, is the vocalist you're going to like. So I got into him in Brian Johnson's era. Nothing against Bon Scott, but I prefer Brian. So anyway. Okay, another band who I do like, but have always kind of shat me because they've never come to Australia, and that's Manowar. You know, one of the most well-known power metal bands ever. They've got some great covers from some of their albums, and yeah. Right, now comes the top 10. Now this one was a bit easier to do because the amount of bands here that have, I pretty much love all their discography, if not 1 or 2 albums shy. So number 10 we have from America, Testament. Gotta love them. Another band that got into by pure accident, by finding their CD in a second-hand store, their first album. Been into them ever since, never looked back, and that's Amaranth. Then from Holland, at number 8, we have Within Temptation. Great band, absolutely love them. Number 7, from Finland, we have Nightwish. They've gone through, they're on their 3rd vocalist now. They've all been great vocalists, don't get me wrong, and all have different things to offer for the band, but still love them. Now, number 6, Megadeth. How could I not put Megadeth in there? Seen them twice, and yeah, all their real early stuff, pretty much leading up to Euthanasia, has been pretty much their best stuff. Don't mind some of the stuff later on, the odd song from all the albums, and yeah, Hidden Treasures. That's a piece of gold, that one. 5, we have Dream Theater. Now, not many people would think I would be into Dream Theater. They are a progressive metal band. Now, a lot of people are not a huge fan of progressive metal, especially if they like other genres, but I like a lot of subgenres of metal. So, yeah, Dream Theater's always been one of my faves. Seen them in concert when they did the Systematic Chaos World Tour. So I'm here in Australia for the first time. And yeah, then number 4, I have Pantera. Now a lot of people still think Cowboys from Hell is their first album in 1990. No, they had about another 4 or 5 before that. And yeah, but everything from Cowboys from Hell up to Reinventing the Steel has been fantastic. Now, the big 3 for me that have been locked in for a long, long time. Number 3, the 2nd best band ever to come out of England, Judas Priest. And I have listened to their brand new album, Invincible Shield, and holy crap, this band has been around for 55 years. Their first album, Rock-A-Roller, was released in 1974, and this one released 2024, 50 years. And they're still pumping out absolutely fucking banger music. Seriously, it's like, oh my god. But yeah, Judas Priest are locked in for number 3. Number 2, of course, had to be the best band to come out of America ever, Metallica. Seriously, these guys, a lot of people have issues with Load and Reload and Saint Anger. Granted, the drums Saint Anger sounds like Lars was doing it in a kitchen on a pot. But, you know, I've heard versions of it where the drums are actually better. And it's actually a damn good album. Load and Reload cop a lot of flack. Yeah, they're not the best, but, you know, I still like them. Everything Metallica, even their last album, 72 Seasons, absolutely fantastic. They've won Grammys, even though the Grammys kind of suck anyway, but oh well. But yes, number one, my favourite band of all time, ever since I was about 15, 16 years old, Iron Maiden. My mates got me into them in high school. I think Seventh Son of a Seventh Son was the album that got me into them. And yeah, never looked back. Seen them twice. And yeah, there's not really much I can say about Iron Maiden except they're my favourite band of all time. That's the shirt. But anyway, that's my top 25 bands. And like I said, at a later date, I'll do 26 to 50 of other bands. And a quick thank you to some of my old high school buddies who got me into a lot of these bands early on. So to my mates Sean, Nick, Jeff, Bernard, Stuart, and then later on in college, an old mate of mine, Richard. Big thank you to you guys for getting me into heavy metal and a lot of those bands. Appreciate it, because I'm 50 years old by the time you see this, and I'm still listening to this shit, and I love it. So thank you to you guys, and to everyone else. Until next time, mosh on.